give a little report on, what I've seen on the internet here lately today and stuff, and congratulations, Richard, for your coin entry. It was just a little bit better than mine. Mine was number 34. The how deep is a hole one with the at the front with the treasure on it. But yeah, the coin he ended up going to a bigger size, which is opens up all kinds of more design possibilities. So, most of us didn't know we were going there. We thought it was the small coin. So we didn't there wasn't room for all the poem on a small one, definitely. But I've got one of the 2.5 inch coins from a friend of mine. He had coins made for his meditation videos. I got a Paul Santisi coin. You see how big that thing is, It's not, let's see, do I got a quarter? There's a quarter next to it, It's big, big, big coin. So, and he's got a lot of words on it. They're kind of small. And trying to read the poem on that thing is going to be, and I've got, this is an energy coin, and so it has a sacred geometry on this side, a bunch of positive affirmations and stuff, and on this side is the toroidal field and stuff like that. So it's an energy coin. I take it with me searching, and boy, one time I had it in my right pocket, and somebody distracted me while I was walking through the parking lot. I looked over my shoulder and ran into a bumper and of a pickup truck, and it was right on that coin. It gave me a Charlie horse that lasted a month and a half. So, yeah, but I don't know what would happen if I hit the bumper direct with my thing. But yeah, this is a heavy little coin, and a 2.5 inch copper coin is probably going to be 4 ounces of copper, I'd imagine. Probably because I've got a 1 ounce copper coin. It's about the size of a silver dollar. But as for what would we call them? Uh, Gee, almost like Tom and Jerry, the cat and mouse. They're running all over the place. They got their brand new solve, and it's they came up. They were within 10 miles of where I live, and they didn't know it. I drive past that place every time I go to Alamosa, but their area that's not it. I know it isn't. I've got the poem down. The one thing they grab home, they know nothing about my solve except the results I found. They don't know. They don't know where my home. They don't know, even though I've said where my Homer Brown is, or where one of them is. They don't understand that there's all the Browns are involved. The beaver. I got a horse with a blaze on it. I got there's the brown trout. There's a home of brown trout there. There's the home of the beaver there. There's even the no place can meet could be a brown animal. But yeah, they're in the wrong area. It's an interesting area, but it's not the right one. It doesn't follow the Lewis and Clark theme of that I've got. That it's a similar to Lewis and Clark. It's a similar to the hot springs in Yellowstone. Similar, not the same. When he's people, a lot of people obviously have no concept of the word subtle. When he names in The Thrill of the Chase, Yellowstone, Firehole, Hot Spring, Firehole River, those are not subtle places. The place the treasure is not going to have any mention in the book at all. It is going to be that these nuances from each of these, all these stories you're going to find here. And if you don't have that, you're not onto the treasure. If you can't find Moses, you can't find his pile of airplanes, you can't find the double blazes, if you can't find the Alpha and the Omega, the Forrest Fenn fly fishing scene, the I mean, these are things that aren't, but it just takes a little magic to go, that's a man flying on a bird with a fishing pole trying to catch a fish and a treasure in a hole. So, yeah, there's a lot of imagination and uh, the, the sometimes they rule out places that they don't underestimate what an 80-year-old guy can do. But he said he can't go back and get it at 87. So it's where an 87-year-old man can't go. So it's a little beyond where they you gotta extend that little there's always a fudge zone one way or the other. You could either do a little more than the average or a little less than the average. But once he got to 87, he can't get there no more. um, so yeah, that area down there, I can see those hills. I'm looking out my window right over there, and I can see those hills down there. uh, that's maybe an hour drive for me. Did anybody ask anything? When your analysis with NSA, were you analyst? Toby, yeah, you see, that's his whole problem. He was with the NSA, and he wasn't allowed to use his imagination uh, the way Quanah Parker did. And Forrest Fenn, he said, there's some things that I missed all while I was in the military for 20 years. Some things I missed that I wasn't able to do that other people, his friends were enjoying and having fun. And when he got in the art world, he got to mix with these people and got out, and he was free from all the military rules. He didn't have a boss. He didn't have a P test. you know, he was his own boss. Clogged up. Yeah, my throat. Yep. I have to push my voice out. That's why sometimes I feel like you might think I'm yelling or loud, but man, when you get older, it's like it takes a little more force to get a sound out, and it's not really something that you're in a lot of control of. You're like trying to make this old body keep working. Yeah, I had just taken a nap, but I had caught their video like after he said where he went, where they were looking, and so I had to go back and watch the beginning over, and it's like he's off. I know because I was wondering when he said he came up here if he'd been over in my area, and he wasn't, and if he was and said if he was going to be in my neighborhood, I'd be up there the same day to just see where how close he is to my actual area that's at the end of the rainbow. It's the beginning of the rainbow and there's an end of the rainbow. To find the end of the rainbow, you got to start at the beginning of the rainbow. So it has two ends. It's just like the end and the beginning are both the same thing. They're both ends. The beginning is the end also. It's one end, and the finish is the other end. So you can look at things different way. And Toby's afraid to even twist the words that way. And Forrest, he was both. Look, George Washington. He's uh, you know on the quarter facing that way, but in the portrait he's facing the other way. Or was on the dollar? Yeah, on the dollar he's opposite of the quarter. So the quarter he's facing the correct direction, and on the dollar he's facing the other way. Um, so it's still George Washington. It doesn't matter which way he's facing. If it's the beginning, if he's facing the end, he can, the beginning's the end and the end is the end. The if you have a drag strip, a drag strip has two ends: the starting line and the finish line. If I looked up, no, it was making. He changed the email Toby and asked the question in their call. Yeah. Well, I got on my Facebook group. I posted a little 15-second video showing, and I tried to post test. And when you push the little blue icon to post it, it the text, the keyboard menu vanishes and the thing moves down, and the test, it shows up there for half a second and vanishes and gone. I don't. I was unwarranted attacked first. She accused me of personally insulting her, and my only comment was the gypsies lack imagination. That was not an insult, you know. I said nothing. That's not a personal insult. Let's say they don't have the imagination it takes to find the treasure. You know? No, he's full of it. You know? He threw the first punch. And we're going to have all of the YouTube people on our channel tomorrow. All of the valid YouTube searchers. But that didn't include that guy, Bill Gorman, double blazes. Yeah, it's just, they can't point the finger at me. They're the ones that blocked me, and blocking me pissed me off. Pissed me off to be blocked for such a childish reason. Childish. All because we can't see shapes in rocks, and we don't know your solve. We don't want to know your solve, but you're wrong, But we have all these people that just started searching, and they're coming on our channel. Yeah, we got people that are still posting videos. They're down in Arizona and Nevada and whatever, and they ain't even never searched. You got the man in the barn guy. He ain't never searched. He's in Indiana talking about dinosaur. And dinosaur, if you've been there, is a desert. Forrest says not in the desert, there's it's a difficult area. Some of it's difficult, and where he would put, it's not where you're gonna drive off the road and crash into a tree right next to it. It can't be that close to the road. Did you check out the picture I sent you? Say, I think I did. I've seen that, Bill. Is there a new one? My computer's slow because I use my computer. I get the internet through my phone. So I'm using the phone right now to live stream because it gives slower speeds to the computer than the phone. And I can live stream with the phone. And so now the computer is slower. And yeah, Bill, those some of those a lot of that stuff in the from the satellite is kind of gets you in the area, but it doesn't pinpoint anything. And a lot of the figures are over the 10 too. So, but some of the figures got eyes that are looking at other stuff. And what are the figures looking at? There's a Grim Reaper there. There's a deer. There's and I see that that doesn't seem right there. That looks way further north or something than where I'm at in that picture, Bill. Because once it gets in the little, I've got the end of the rainbow and stuff. Um, and I wouldn't expect to learn anything from their chat this afternoon because their searchers up Montana, and she's not, was in New Mexico, skipped over Colorado, Wyoming, went right on up to Montana, whatever. And it's amazing how people know nothing about Colorado. He's looking at tombstones and stuff. He's almost got the clue. He's looking at Spaniards and Mexicans and Indian tombstones. He's not looking at the correct populations of or nationalities or native people. The native people in this search are the Clovis people. And the other people have the Mona Lisa. So they're not the Spaniards, no. So yeah, again, this is a 2.5-inch coin. This is a Paul Santisi energy coin. Toroidal field and the sacred geometry and magic. Nice big coin. Look, the edge is all like, it's got the little grooves, but yeah, he had his. His is, chrome plated or whatever, and painted, and really nice coin. Even these Fenn coins, the copper ones are, if you could get one of those, I mean, you could add your own enamel to it and wipe the, and it would be painted coin. And but the copper ones, I think copper, because the copper is going to last a lot long. You pull copper coins out of the ground that are 100, 200 years old, and they look, the ones that weren't worn out when they went in the ground are fairly nice now. But you take one of them new zinc pennies, throw it in the ground, about 5 years, that thing would be gone. The ground, they dissolve. They're so corrosive. They corrode real easy. But yeah, they you're not going to go anywhere but off on another track. The one thing that treasure don't follow the 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 ones that are out there and being promoted and put up on the shelf as the top searchers. They're usually not the top search. The top searcher is an independent person who didn't take clues from other people, who got clues from Forrest Fenn's books and and knew how to use them. And once when you get really close, you can look through his book and everything clicks into place. And some of the stuff I've been on it for 6 months or so, and then you go, oh my gosh, I didn't see that part of it, you know. And I got areas that, Bill, what if someone else finds that treasure, like me? No, you won't, Frank. You won't. See, because I could tell you exactly where the word wood is cut out of the forest. There's in the wood. Okay, I was there in August, September of 2016. And I've progressed about a few miles from there. Just a few. Keep it single digit miles. And I've found so many of the symbol, the the rock formations are symbols I'm talking about. Rock formations most of the symbols are in rock formations. I've seen some that came out in forest that was like amazing. It did, because it looked like a dead soldier laying up on the hillside. Look at his helmet and his face and everything laying on his back. But you only see it when the aspens have leaves. When the aspens don't have leaves, you don't see it. But you see more rocks when the aspens lose their leaves. You can see the rocks on the other side of them. He already found it, Frank. Yeah, doing all right today. We've had winds, like right now, the wind's 20 miles an hour, and the top speed in the last hour was 30.4. It's 62 degrees. Yeah, 72 inside. No heater, just I got when you got an RV, you park your RV pointing to the south in the winter, and that sun comes in the windows and heats it up. I got windows all the way. I got 180 degrees of windows. Yeah. Yeah, them clowns, I didn't work for the NSA. He didn't work for the NSA. That's where we get the term clowns. That's what they call the CIA and NSA and them people that go overseas and start wars just to push political influence and stuff like that. And you say, oh, no, I'm glad I don't have to pay California gas prices. But I vote for those same people, those California people do, that are going to make the gas prices like that everywhere. They want to tax you. They want to tax your gas in your car to pay people in Burma to keep from cutting down trees. As good as yours. Not until one gets the treasure. No one has right. No one is right. Well, I've got a lot more. I know a lot more than I say. And I very much doubt anybody has gone as far down this rabbit hole as I have. And I don't worry too much about people, because they'd have to See, you're not going to just go there and see it, some of these signs. Some of these signs, you take pictures and you examine the pictures and study them and look for the signs in the pictures, and then you go back and check those. You know, I get stuff I checked. I found I had my pictures, and then I go, so I got to go back and look, and I go back. That's a title of the video is about the gear. I bring my metal detector that's very light. It's just a little phone size remote control box, a coil on a fiberglass stick, you know, and it fits in my backpack. And I take it up there, and if there's an area that I need to check, I can check it with that before I turn over a log or anything. And anything big like that treasure is going to make that metal detector scream from 3 feet away. So I can get that 3 feet and find them bells maybe. But that would be something to find one of his bells. Then it would scare him, wouldn't it? Oh my God, he found a bell or a jar, and then maybe it is just one of his jars with a claim ticket. You know, maybe you're just looking for a locker key out there, and you go down to the bus station and open the locker, and it's sitting in there. But the way he says, you know, he'll have to park his car. He sees his car parked at the museum. He's talking about that somebody has broke the code, solved his poem, and when they will collect the prize. It'll be in the trunk of his car at the museum. They'll get an invitation to come down to speak to the curator, and the curator, here you go. We got to look up who the curator of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science is. There's got to be a guy named Curator. And does Forrest Fenn know this man or woman? We don't know if it's a man, but we know it's not a horse. And I know his name's not Brown, because I found Brown. And Fenn talks about his share of the national forest is 2.086 acres, right? Well, you move that decimal place 3 spots, and Brown had more than 50% more than that, you know. So Brown had more than his 2.086 acres, that's for sure. He was over by about 3,199 acres, or 98 acres, something like that. So, yeah, Brown had a lot of land, and Brown was very influential. He had when he died, his estate sold $1.3 million in bronze figures. So, and where did he get them? Well, some of them he got from Fenn, I'm sure of it. So, when I see if Forrest shows up at Fenbury this year, I heard he might not. So, but if he does, I'm just gonna say the guy's first, middle, last name to him. See if his eyebrows. You can't get much of a reaction like that from him. You know, I don't know. He's pretty cool about what he does. One story I like when he talks about that. I can't remember what jet it was, F-84 or I don't know, maybe it was something else. 104. I don't know. But he flew up to Duluth or something near there, and he came in. And he couldn't stop. He got sideways, and his plane's spun around, going backwards down the run toward the hangar. And all he could do was hit them afterburners for brakes and come to a stop. Man, I'd like to see a video of that. You know, even an animated remake of it. Hey, Dirk. Yeah, well, well, I got several people have dropped off. And the other thing I wanted to ask I'd like to ask Forrest, question I'd like to know is of modern aircraft, spacecraft included, which one would he like to fly the most now, if he could? Which modern aircraft would he take for a joyride if he could? You know, he can include spacecraft, supersonics, whatever. Okay, but um, yeah, you got the people are dropping off. Yeah, I know you're going over to watch the people that know nothing. That's it.